if you have ever tried a strategy game on the go, especially on vacations, you can probably take a wild guess how addicting they can actually be. Now, combine that with replay value offline and a good amount of content to keep you coming back for. Today, I'm gonna show you the best of all time strategy premium games you can mostly pick up with a discount on both the Google Play and the App Store. Alright guys, number one, quick mention over here. This goes only uphill from here. I just wanted to make the video feel fresh and not just a list that contains games from 10 years ago. So just a reminder, if you like tower defense strategy adventure games, Kingdom 2 Crowns released its Kingdom 80s DLC that was released earlier on PCs and now on mobile for the price of $6. This works with the controller, playable offline, and it offers legitimately the coolest 90s inspiration in a game, period. Now look guys, sitting on both the Google and the App Store, separate pages though via the Netflix membership if you have that too, with over 1 million downloads and a 5 out of 5 rating, we're gonna give it to the best of all time ever on mobile's Bloons Tower Defense 6. I like to think this is just a prime example of an addicting mobile game. It's a pretty standard tower defense game, but it's designed specifically to just take over your life. I mean, the game is both beginner friendly and one of the most challenging games in the world. It is definitely the type of game if you're looking to just lose at least 100 hours. Next up, we have Bad North. This is one of the charming and innovative real-time strategy tactic roguelikes in the list. Downloaded over 100,000 times ever since its reveal. I mean, the number of purchases on this one speaks for itself. Recently, the game was even awarded by the Google Play as a number 5 most paid strategy game too. Bad North takes you down $1.50 right now. It's discounted about 50%, actually more, and I really couldn't say enough good things about it. Amazing graphics, rewarding, and the whole thing's a gold. Moving on to number 4, we have Kingdom Rush Frontiers. Well, this is I would have to say it's a rather decent follow-up to the original game, actually an editor's choice, both on the Google and the App Store, and offers more creative enemies, characters, bosses, and also offers more difficulties too. As much as the Bloons Tower Defense we mentioned earlier is a sweet and fun game in nature to play, Kingdom Rush is a different vibe. Definitely not for the faint of heart and could be incredibly frustrating at times, especially this entry. However, it's a very well made game, bug-free, amazing replay, and really hard to beat. Company of Heroes at number 5 here is a real-time strategy fully remade for Android and iOS with overhauled and compromised gameplay. It's a $20 piece of a PC game that was ported recently to mobile and now costs like $13. It's thoroughly playable offline, and if you do enjoy squad-based war tactical maneuvers, which are strategy games, this one definitely has it all. A dynamic mapping, a good storyline, and a decent campaign too. Also, some of the best graphics a World War II strategy game has to offer. At number 6, we've got over here, of course, XCOM 2 Collection. This is another mobile port of a PC original, including all DLCs and added content, on top of one of the most hefty prices. Now, you don't really have to pay the $25 original price. The game is discounted, it's now $15. XCOM, the sequel collection over here, includes 2 modes. First off, the good old tactical strategy, and the second, recently more popular, base building management part. This game's about 2 GB in total, playable offline, and on mobile has a free camera control, ability to overwatch, and a lot more. Coming up behind that, we have no choice but to give it to Iron Marines, or its DLC Invasion here. I don't agree this myself, but it's said to be a better game than its original. So here's the thing. Basically, if you did like Kingdom Rush and are looking for some more modern, with many new classes and a much better story, this one's definitely a good choice. It's easier than Kingdom Rush, has the same amount of content if not more, and it's a classic mobile tower defense with super good visuals as well. Now, as it is the case with half of the games in the list today, available both in a free version and a paid one with no ads and more content. At number 8 we have Candy Disaster. I seriously suggest you play the premium version of this one, because the ads are insane in the free version and it's a very buggy game as well for some reason. However, generally this game is a 3D offline tower defense strategy that you could say is quite a bit inspired by Dungeon Warfare. It's easier, more rewarding, and offers a fresh look. Moving on, we've got over here Tropico. This is a sim strategy, cynical comedy management sim that's purchased over 50,000 times on the Play Store alone. If you think about it, that number is not a joke. I mean, Alien Isolation wasn't purchased that amount, and that game is a gem. Tropico is playable both online and offline. It's about $6, one of the entertaining, addictive, and most importantly, satirical games in the list. At number 10, we've got a Total War game here, the best of the bunch on mobile, Rome Total War Alexander. Some say it's not at all as good as the base game or the Barbarian Invasion, but personally on mobiles I think it's made with more care, this one. And it's certainly challenging. Long story short, if you like tactical sandbox strategy games, this one's recommended. If you have a PC, I highly recommend the Barbarian Invasion, or even better, the collection itself. It's an offline game at about 4 GB for each piece. Moving on, we've got over here Worms 4. First of all, you might want to skip this one right now if you've never played a Worms game, because I'm only recommending this one here for a bit of a nostalgia. In fact, this game is terribly ported to mobile, and for some reason, the game's campaign, even though it's a $6 paid game, is for whatever reason an online one. The gameplay hasn't changed a bit, the controls are good, it's a tactical comedy, casual, real and turn-based strategy, and takes you down about 300 megabytes tops. Moving on. Number 12, we've got Legend of Keepers, rated a 4.9 on both stores as legit the best PC to mobile port, pixel art design game, and some of the best fighting mechanics. Guys, if you have even a slight bit of interest for RPG strategies, especially nostalgia classic pixel art games, this is a dungeon master game where you stock rooms with monsters and trap to defeat heroes. Basically that, but perfected. It's playable offline and also playable with a controller. Coming from the same developers of all the strategy warlock games on PCs and mobile, at number 13 we have Codes of Victory. Covey over here is a science fiction based strategy with real-time base building where you'll be defending human territories against the transhuman augments, whatever these are. You'll expand your base, manufacture and upgrade an army of advanced drones to wage in a war for humans. It's a $4 piece of game and offers both the feel of a StarCraft game and a Fallout shelter at the same time. Number 14, we have 2112. This is actually another tower defense real-time strategy, but by far a very different experience than just the same. And by that, I mean, it feels more like you're playing StarCraft and Defense Zone at the same time. It's a great tower defense game, don't get me wrong, with wonderful graphics, really well designed and enjoyable skill tree and unlockables, real voice acting, great music, good lore. This game is actually awarded by the Google Play itself as the #1 most purchased strategy game of all time. Number 15 over here, definitely not for everyone over here, especially since it's a $9 piece. If you have access to a PC, guys, I highly recommend the demo to see how it works before getting addicted and getting the mobile version of it. However, Crying Suns over here is a real-time strategy quite a bit inspired by Faster Than Light, also known as FTL. It's a tactical roguelike space opera science fiction, and it's almost a gigabyte in size. I highly recommend this one if you're into galactic fights and also nostalgia.
Attack enemy starbases. Make life or death strategic turn-based decisions.